One of the important figures in early Christianity, particularly linked with the Church of Jerusalem, is the figure of James. And with me to discuss what we know about the figure of James of Jerusalem is my colleague Roland Deines. Roland, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
James, what do we know?
On the one hand, we know quite a bit about James, although he's one of the less famous figures within the New Testament. So he's an important figure in the early Christian movement, and if we combine all the material together in the New Testament, we will see he is regarded as the brother of Jesus, which in itself makes him to a very important figure. He's described as family member, as one who is not believing in the mission and the message of his brother as long as he was alive. But then we have in a letter of Paul the comment that he received a vision or experience of the risen Lord, and so this obviously brought him to faith into his brother, and later on he became quite an important figure within the church in Jerusalem, and he's well attested in the New Testament and then even in the Jewish historian Josephus, and later then in early Christian sources from very early on. And what I find interesting and fascinating with regard to James is that he actually appears in every part of the New Testament. So he's mentioned in all four Gospels. He is mentioned in the book of Acts. He's mentioned in two of Paul's letters, namely in Galatians and in 1 Corinthians. And in addition, we have a letter which is written in his name or attributed to him or actually written by himself. And we have a second letter, the letter of Jude, which refers back to the letter of James. And so he's actually, without revelation, the last part of the New Testament, he's actually everywhere in all parts of the New Testament, which in a way demonstrates the importance of this figure.
There's one question which I have to ask you, which is slightly to the side of James of Jerusalem, and that is that Christians remember James the Greater and James the Less. Can you try to tease out this for us?
Yeah, James is a very popular name in the New Testament. Yaakov in Hebrew. Of course, because the first one with this name is father of Israel, the father of the 12 tribes. So at the beginning of the people of Israel stands Yaakov, James, Jacob. And so it is, from all we know, one of the most prominent names. And we have in the New Testament itself, it depends how many you identify, but you can make up to 7 different persons called James. And we have already 2 within the list of the 12 disciples. We have James, the brother of John, the son of Zebedee, and he's normally described as James the Greater. So he's a very famous figure belonging to the circle of the 12 apostles, but he died in Jerusalem as a martyr already in the 40s. So he is very early on, has to leave the stage. And James the Less is within the list of the 12 apostles, James the son of Alphaeus. And this person was in this version of Jerome identified with, this is a complicated calculation, but in the end it turns out that James the Less is the cousin of Jesus, with the result that James the Less is often identified in the Catholic tradition with the brother of Jesus.
But on a simple reading, we have James the son of Zebedee, James the son of Alphaeus, and then James the son of Joseph.
Yeah, that's the more reasonable reading.
Roland, thank you very much.